Greetings, welcome back to the Man Cave for another episode of Man Cave Meals. Today on this video we're not going to do any cooking. I'm going to show you how to do a deep cleaning on your Kamado, and this is something, if you've got a ceramic Kamado grill, this is something you need to probably do at least twice a year, and I'm going to show you the complete process. So let's get started. Okay, first thing we're going to do is I've loaded my firebox up with some charcoal. I've got 2 starter cubes in here that I'm going to light up, and we're going to get a fire going in the grill because, as you may be aware, these Kamados are self-cleaning ovens, and what we're going to do is build a really hot fire. So I'm going to get this fire going and then we'll be back. Okay, now I've got my fire going in there, so I'm going to set my heat deflector rack in with the heat deflector on it, and then we're going to set the grill right on top of the heat deflector rack. And in my case, I've also got a pizza stone that I want to throw in here for cleaning also, so I'm just going to set it right on top of the grill. And what we're going to do now is let this guy continue to warm up, and we're going to bring it up to 650 or 700 degrees and then hold it there for about a half an hour. So when we get up to temp, I'll be right back. Okay, I've got the grill here up to a little over 600 degrees, so I've just got the vents open, and I'm going to let it stay that way for about 30 minutes or so, and then I'm going to shut the vents down to let it cool. And once it cools down a bit, we'll come back and have a look inside. Okay, I've let the grill cool off overnight, and as you can see, everything's burned off to an ash here, and up in the dome lid, you know, it's burned all that off to an ash also. So the next thing we need to do here is I'm going to take all the pieces out of the grill, because we're going to need to clean out the charcoal first. So we'll lift out our heat deflector rack and everything, and I'm going to clean this charcoal out of the bottom here, and then we'll be right back. Okay, now that I've got the charcoal cleaned out, the next thing we're going to do is lift out the ceramics on the inside. We're going to lift the fire ring out, set it aside, be very careful with it, and then we'll get the firebox out. Same way, just lift it out very carefully. And as you can see, we've still got ash and everything on the inside that we've got to get out down in the bottom. So next thing I'm going to do is scrape that out, and we'll be back. Okay, now that I've got most of that scraped out, we're going to take a plastic bristle brush and just brush around the inside all the way around. And also, while I'm doing this, I'm going to use the same brush to brush down the fire ring and the firebox. So as soon as I finish with that, we'll be back for the next step. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is hit the inside of the Kamado with the shop vac, and I'm also, after I've brushed it down, you know, I've brushed everything down here, got a little debris in the bottom, so we're going to get it all out. I'm also going to hit the firebox and the fire ring with the vacuum, so I'll do that and we'll be back. Okay, now that I've got everything vacuumed out, we're going to set the ceramics back in, starting with the firebox. We're going to lift that guy right back up, set him right back down in there, and line up our hole. Then we'll set the fire ring back in right on top, and line it up. And then we'll set our deflector plate back in. Everything's nice and clean, been vacuumed off. And then the final thing we're going to do here, cleaning wise, is my grill. I am going to brush it off with the grill brush before I set it back down in there. So I'll do that and we'll be right back. Okay, I brushed the grill off, and I also sprayed it down with a nice liberal coat of cooking spray, and I pretty much do that after every cook anyway. So our grill's back in place, and we've got one thing left to do, and that's tighten the bands, or check our lid bands for tightness. So let's do that. Okay, this is important to check every so often. Check your lid bands, make sure they're good and tight. These are turning just a little, but not too much. So you want to check them, like I said, every time you do this, or at least twice a year. Okay, those guys are good and tight. Down to the last step. We'll be right back. Okay, the final step I like to do on a deep cleaning is hit the outside with a little bit of Windex and just wipe it down and make it look nice. So that's all there is. This is something, like I said, you want to do about twice a year. And if you're a new Kamado owner, you want to check those bands when you first get the Kamado. You want to make sure they're on good and tight. So that's how you do it, a deep cleaning on a ceramic Kamado. Until next time, Man Cave Meals.